Hello everybody, and I'm Rochelle from Cosmic Agency, and this is a new update on our Taygetan Pleiadian contact. I have new information and new updates, so I'm gonna go fast, and also very important something that I want to talk about and mention to you. First of all, the update on Swaruu. Swaruu right now is on her way to other tasks. This contact with us has never been something that she promised to us to be something permanent and regular. We had many months with her, and I have a lot more material to share with you. But right now, in this moment, she needs to attend her personal matters, and her health is improving, but she needs to attend her personal matters. In the meantime, yeah, she might be back, but we don't know for sure when, how exactly. In the meantime, we have a new Taygetan lady who has been in touch with us. We talked to her once before, but just once. And yesterday and 2 days ago, we talked to her for about five hours in total, I think. And this is Rochelle. Now this is very important. She's a very important lady within the Taygetan forces. She was one of the first ones to arrive here in 1952 in the orbit of the Earth. She was one of the first. So she has been with us and with the human history since that time, and she has been participating in a lot of affairs of Earth. Okay, attention. She was the one who talked and negotiated with President Eisenhower. She's the one, so she has the direct information about that encounter and a lot more, and I will be sharing this with you. I have notes from the conversation, so I want to mention it. Okay, maybe first I will have a brief introduction to who she is, but more information, detailed information, will be given in the next video. This is just like a short introduction. Well, she's saying, just so you can get to know me a bit more. Contrary to Swaruu, who was not a part of the Federation, I am part of the Federation because Taygetan belonged to the Federation. I am older. In Earth years, I am 186 years old. Just so you know, the life expectancy of them is up to 950 Earth years. She in the Earth years, she is 186 years old, but she looks 25. She looks 25. Her position is she's the representative of the High Council of Taygetan. Okay, she's also I have it here in Spanish because we talked in Spanish, so I need to translate immediately. I'm also a representative before the Federation on the part of Taygetan. I am a part of the Federation. I am a pilot with the qualification of Sandwatch, Reloj de Arena, the same as Swaruu. In fact, she was Swaruu's mentor before. I am the captain of the heavy cruiser ship. I am officially the official politician of the crew of the fleet, supporting Asket. Asket is the leader. Asket is the leader of the fleet. Asket is the one who had the encounter with Billy Mayer in the 70s. So she is a sort of an ambassador, as she called herself, between Federation and Taygetan, and between Taygetan and other races, and between Taygetan and the Earth, etc. She says she understands that about the Eisenhower, that she understands that the opinion, the extraterrestrial opinion about what happened with Eisenhower has never been given, and she will talk about this in the next video. So, as I told you in the last video, they have left. Taygetan's left, but things happen out there in space very fast. There are a lot of events, and some of them change very fast. So there's a lot of adrenaline, and you never know what's going to happen next. So I asked her, so you are back? It seems like you are back. She says, yes, we are back. My ship is back, and other ships will follow. So I asked, why did you go in the first place? The response, we left to recharge and repair our ships. And the first ship to come back is mine, is Rochelle's ship, but other ships will be back. We went also to recharge our strength and to relax, okay, and to recharge the ship, because they do that every now and then. They go back and they resupply their ships. I asked her, Rochelle, I would like to ask, how are things going over there, up there? How is everything developing in the subject of the next 3 months? Cabal, planetary liberation, what's going on? And the new developments. Well, she says, I am very careful in terms of predicting the future events. The economic reset is being prepared before the end of the year, followed by the incorporation of the new temporary coin on the part of Ummo. Ummo is an extraterrestrial race. Also, civil arrests of negative cabal, and if necessary, also there could be a direct intervention on the part of the Federation, if necessary. Everything here that I'm saying is not a guarantee. It's not a future prediction. It's just what is one of the possible scenarios. I continue to ask her, wow, but this economic reset, are you saying that the money will disappear, substituted by other money in all the world, in the whole world, just like that? She says, it will be substituted by the virtual money, but it's not sure. It's one of the possible scenarios. It's being said here that if it doesn't happen before the end of the year, the window of opportunity will be lost. And it will be a new virtual money, virtual coin that is not yet on the market. But I asked her, the money that we are earning right now, it will continue to have its value, or will it lose the value? She says, the society will not lose its money. This is mandatory. This change will be in favor of the society, or nothing will be done. So it has to benefit the people. If not, it will not be implemented. That's important. Okay, then I asked her, it was a general conversation, like very unorganized conversation. And I also talked with Robert at the same time in the group. So we had like questions all over the place. I asked her, how do you see the difference between what's happening now in the society and what was, how the society was before? Because she has been here since 1952. And she says, I only see the progress in those who are starseeds anyway. And the truth is, I don't see a lot of difference. I refer to the subjects as ethics, as spirituality and empathy. I don't see a lot of evolution. And I ask, but don't you think that we are more ready for the direct contact as before? She says, yes, but those people are also extraterrestrials inside. The humans, I see them the same. They are following the same patterns as always. And ethics is very low on ethics. And I say, but don't you think that the ET subject is much more accepted than, for example, 20 years ago? So it seems like it has evolved. And he said, yes, but it is because of the millions of starseeds living among the humans, not because of the humans themselves. It's the starseeds that are making this appear this way. It's not the humans. And even though there are millions of starseeds incarnating, the overall frequency is still very low. Yes, because it has to be mentioned that Swaruu always said, all of us, everybody on Earth, we are starseeds. We are starseeds. However, here she's referring to the recent starseeds, the one who have incarnated just now in this phase, because others, they have been in a cycle of Earth for many, many, many centuries. She's referring here to the new ET souls coming now, some of them with just one life on Earth. Then Robert asked, so are we going towards the planetary ascension into the 5th D, Rochelle? She says, yes, we are approaching, you are approaching the planetary ascension. But as Swaruu always explains, it's something individual and not really groupal, not really collective. It's only seemingly collective because of the agreements of the individuals. So I asked, okay, well then, what will happen between 2020 and 2030? Wasn't there the plan of you possibly coming openly? Because in one conversation, I asked Swaruu if you will come massively and will you reveal yourselves to us on a massive scale? And she says it's been negotiated, it's being looked at as a possible scenario between 2020 and 2030, but it's not guaranteed. This I have to mention. This is not it's not about making predictions. This is about just giving you possibilities. And it depends on many, many factors. So I asked what is going to happen between 2020 and 2030, and she says, these are only predictions based on certain models, and they cannot be 100% trustable. This is something that the humans don't accept easily, given that they always wait for the real extraterrestrial to give them future predictions to validate that they are extraterrestrials. But it doesn't work this way. The timelines don't work this way. So this was our first conversation with Rochelle. Yesterday we had another one, and we will share it with you, and it's going to be much more, there's going to be a lot more content. Now, I would like to mention something that has caused some controversy in the Spanish world. By the way, the Swaruu's message is going like crazy in the Spanish world. We have been attacked from all different sides. We don't care, of course. However, I do worry about one aspect. Okay, when we mentioned Swaruu having eye problem, or when we mentioned that Swaruu was alone in a ship and the Taygetan forces left, for example, we did this because we wanted to bring her person, the image of her closer to you, closer to people as a person, as a human being, not a human being, as a humanoid Taygetan being, as a biological being. And some people have taken this as creating cosmic soap opera, and saying that she cannot be real because she has this problem and she has been acting too human and she has too many emotions, and how can it be that she has eye problems, and how can it be that she gets sad or frustrated? And I want to say these two things, very important. First of all, it's time that we changed our perception of what the extraterrestrial should be or should look like or should act like. They are, first of all, biological beings. They are people. I'm here talking about the Taygetan extraterrestrials. There are other races that don't look anything like a humanoid beings. But the first extraterrestrials who will reveal themselves to the public and who deal with the public, many times infiltrating in our society, talking with the government officials, for example, throughout the centuries, are the ones who look like us. And many times, most of the times, if not always, they go totally unnoticed. Why is that? Because they look like us. They are the same. They act, they talk, they have emotions, they get sad, they eat, and they also have physical problems many times. So this is one thing. This is something we have to remember. We cannot continue attaching attaching ourselves to this image of the extraterrestrials as floating beings of light who will just come out in a cloud and will give us an enigmatic spiritual message of love and hope, because this has been done. Nothing wrong with that, but now the times are changing, that we are evolving, and hopefully, and the contact is imminent. This is something we have been looking forward to. So we, as a race, it's time that we opened ourselves to those beings as our brothers and sisters, with their imperfections, with their emotionality, with their biology, and with their stories. Because the stories are life itself. They are not gods, they are not angels, they have stories. So we have been sharing these personal stories about Swaruu with the world, so we can approach them a little more in a human, normal way. So we stop seeing them as gods. So we can cross the line between us as biological beings with emotions and then fantasy angels in the cloud. So she's seen more as a friend. She doesn't want to be seen as a goddess. It's very important that she's no goddess. They are no gods. These times are over. We're approaching imminent contact, and we better get ready, and we better accept this as a fact, because if not, ladies and gentlemen, they are examining this, and they will not get closer to us if they assess that most of us are not ready, because we keep putting them on a pedestal and imagining them as mystery creatures who never get sick, who never get sad, and who never have any stories happening in their life. Up there are more things happening than in our life. Our individual lives are full of stories, right? Myself, for example, in August I got separated from my boyfriend. My relationship has ended. Is it a soap opera? It's a fact. It's part of my life. It's a movement of life. We all have them. My aunt died. I moved to the new location. I have a new flatmate. All these things form a part of our life and our story. So us telling you, the viewers, about Swaruu and about her life is to bring her to you as a friend, so we can cross the difference between our races, so we can finally become part of the galactic community as brothers and sisters, our families, not as gods and we here slaves on our knees, but together. And for that we need to open ourselves to their stories, accept that they do have their stories, and their stories are 10 times more intense than ours. They surpass science fiction, what's going on up there. So if we want to seriously consider ourselves as a part of the galactic community, we need to accept the fact and open ourselves to the fact that they are people, that they are people who will come with their life stories, just as we will with ours. And this is the only way they can reveal themselves, when they see we are ready for their stories, when we are ready to see them as our families, in all sense. They are observing the reactions of people, and the story, the Swaruu messages have not been so known yet in the English world, but in the Spanish world, yes, and our contact and our communication has been a sort of an analysis, a study, for not just for the Taygetans, but also for other races, to see if we as a race are ready for the more open contact. They are studying the protocols of the more direct contacts on the basis of our communication and the public's reaction to that communication. So I'm just saying this right away to the English world, just in case the same reaction might start, as you know, reactions of disbelief based on they seem too human, or their reaction is too human, or why did she get sick? I mean, the beings from the 5D, they don't get sick, and what's going on? So yes, this is all real. It's time to accept them with all their imperfections, with their stories, with their conditions, with their conflicts. We are ready. We are ready for whatever it takes. We are ready for the truth and for whatever story they might bring us. So thank you very much for watching, and a lot more material is coming. Swaruu right now is not with us, but a lot more Swaruu material will continue, and simultaneously we will share some of the Rochelle's material. So exciting. This is part of the disclosure. I'm very excited, and thank you so much, Taygetan team, for keeping in touch with us. We are more than honored. This is a dream come true, and I'm just very happy to be sharing with you what I'm learning. So thank you so much again, and until next time.